After 6 years and after 12 consecutive defeats, Arsenal have finally exercised the demon that is Manchester City. Arsenal have beaten Man City 1-0 after a late winner by Gabriel Martinelli. This is a huge result for Arsenal as it's a statement victory. It clearly is a show of force of this Arsenal team this season, and if anyone was ever in doubt of what are Arsenal's ambitions this season, I think it's abundantly clear they think they can go toe-to-toe after coming so close last season to Man City and go one step further and finally win the league for the first time in years. To be totally honest, the game itself was a rather dull affair, and probably a 0-0 would have been a fair result. However, I believe the game was made even more dull when Kovacic somehow escaped in a space of a few minutes. He escaped 2 red cards, and there's absolutely no excuse. The first challenge itself is worth a red card, and based on the standards that the Premier League and the Referees Association have set this season, red cards have been given out for much less. There's absolutely no excuse based on what we've seen why Kovacic remained on the field. Another horrible decision by the VAR team. Okay, if that wasn't enough, then literally 2 minutes later, he makes a similar tackle, although not as high, but definitely late, and catches the man and not the ball. It's a late tackle, and the tackle itself is worth a yellow card. This would have been his second yellow card of the game, and he would have been off. That would have opened the game up. And once again, Man City survive a very, very shady VAR call. The game didn't have much to talk about. Really few chances created by both teams. Man City, and the game's best chance, I believe, fell to Nathan Ake in the 3rd minute. But besides that, nothing from both teams. A very unentertaining game, a very tactical game. Both teams didn't want to lose, and it was devastating for Man City to lose it in the way that they did in the final few minutes of the game. Haaland was absolutely nowhere to be found, and he was completely pocketed by William Saliba as well as Gabriel. I would also say that Guardiola was amazing. We can see why he's considered one of the best young defenders in the world. But the most important thing is the win. Gabriel Martinelli came on in the second half after injury, and he was the only bright spark of the game besides Gabriel Jesus. I thought he was good. He was trying. Kai Havertz managed to get an assist after he came on for the goal. He'll be credited with an assist. But I think overall, it's about the win. How it came doesn't matter. The fact that Arsenal win is a huge statement to the rest of the Premier League. And I think this win will do wonders for Arsenal in relation to their mentality. They can feel that they can go beat anyone now. David Raya kept another clean sheet, although he was looking very shady during the game. And it's very clear that Man City struggled without the king of this game, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne somehow hates Arsenal. There's no other team that he scored more goals against than Arsenal. Last season he scored against Arsenal both home and away fixtures, as well as Haaland, should be said. But it looks like without Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland clearly struggled. He literally had no shot and no attempts in this game. It was very poor. Another key missing factor for Man City was Rodri. Man City have now lost 3 games in a row that Rodri hasn't played due to his suspension, and it's very clear that it has a huge impact on the team and its stability. Arsenal were also missing their star boy Saka, so it's also fair to say that Arsenal were kind of crippled as well due to injury. I think overall, Arsenal slightly deserved it, as they were the only team trying to affect the game, trying to really get something from the game. In your weekend roundup, we saw Travis Scott FC finally getting another win in the Premier League. That's back-to-back wins now for Chelsea. Pochettino seems to be on a roll now. The team looks to have clicked. Man United had a late comeback after inspired performance by Scott McTominay in 10 minutes, where he scored 2 goals in the 90th minute. It should be said that Harry Maguire had a brilliant game. He got an assist for one of the goals and was fairly solid. Without that mistake by Andre Onana, I believe Man United would have kept a clean sheet. Yeah, congratulations to Man United on the comeback. Liverpool drew to Brighton 2-2. There was claims for a handball against Van Dijk, which were not given. I do not think there's any controversy there. Definitely not a handball. Salah once again got 2 goals. That's more goal contributions than games this season. Absolutely phenomenal that he's still on that streak and is still the main man for Liverpool. Spurs won away at Luton with 10 men. It seems like they learned something from Liverpool last week, and Spurs are now top of the league. They are joint top of the league with Arsenal. It's going to be a very interesting league. I am very interested to see where Spurs holds up and if they can continue with this current form. And so far, they look like they can. They are top of the league after playing Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal, losing none of those games and winning 2 of them. So very, very, very impressive by Spurs and Ange Postecoglou and the team. With that being said, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. See you on the next video.